That's right. All that's good. It was 20 years ago today that Sergeant Pepper taught the band to play. And they've been going in and out of style, but they're guaranteed to raise a smile. So may I introduce to you the act you've known for all these years, Sergeant Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. Oh!
I think this was the hippest thing that Bill Cosby ever did. Probably.
Well, let me tell you the kids here about the Beatles.
Well, Claire, because that's you know Bill Cosby's going to get his own TV show when he gets out of prison.
You think
know
so?
He is.
You think he's back?
They gave OJ Simpson his own hidden camera show after he was acquitted for murder.
Yeah.
The show was called You've Been Juiced.
Oh yeah.
And I think they came up with that title because that was the last thing he said to his wife. Well, Nicole, you've been juiced.
Do you think he really said that?
And I got your damn juice all over my glove.
Oh my God.
Just to let you know, that's me laughing at that joke, all right? That's not OJ
right.
in the joke. I don't want to give you the impression that OJ Simpson is some kind of an asshole.
Thank you. Thanks for clarifying that.
But, Bill Cosby is probably going to get his own show when he gets out of prison because we love disgraced celebrities, as I just demonstrated to you through that
yeah,
OJ
it's true.
bit.
Yeah.
I could just imagine that Cosby Show 2030 is going to be, well, Claire, I tell you how I got the kids to bed, but then they'd throw my ass back in the jail again. Ha, ha, ha.
You think Cosby's going to roofie his kids?
Listen, my parents have stopped asking me why I can't be more like Bill Cosby, so that is one less ulcer I have.
You know what's funny is my mom, when she was like in her 20s, she lived in like South Central. She was like, "Yeah, we lived in an all black neighborhood, but they're all like the Cosbys," and she can't say that anymore. Welcome to Group Chat, everybody. I'm here with
that note,
the great. Yeah, what an intro. Just OJ spilling Nicole's blood on his glove.
good, clean fun.
Good, clean fun. Group Chat. Robbie Goodwin. I'm here with the great Tom Myers. Everybody.
Hello, hello. Yep. I don't know exactly how great I'm supposed to be.
Well, if you're on this show, you're great. That's
all right,
that's what it's all about.
I thought the level of the way things are in terms of comedy now, it's almost like the entire Democratic field running for president now.
How so?
There's like about 1 billion people running. There's like about that many comics on the scene. So I feel comparable to like Michael Bloomberg at this point. It's stuck at that little 1% level.
At least you're not de Blasio. Who do you got for this election, Tom? I'm curious. Tom Myers, a comedian, very into political comedy. I'd like to get his insights on this. Are you supporting anyone? Do you think Biden's got it?
Well, I think Biden, believe it or not, has the best chance of winning because he has so many gaffes that when he and Donald Trump debate, they can communicate using only gaffes and just speaking errors, and just both. And the best part about that is the fact that they're just both so mentally deranged that one can recognize if the other's having a stroke.
That's true, and no one else.
Wait
could.
a minute! This level of insanity is something I have not recognized. My Green New Deal is the same as AOC's Green New Deal, but I just threw Barack Obama and malarkey into it, and now I can't feel the left side of my body.
This guy sucks. Look at him. Look at him. He's up there. You can't even understand him.
Well, Trump's going to have his memoirs when he gets done.
Yeah,
when he gets out. And I already know what the title of the book's going to be.
What do you think it'll be?
Someone else clearly wrote this. I mean, have you heard me talk?
Yeah.
The amazing thing about Trump is that he's never touched alcohol, never done any drugs, never smoked a cigarette, reportedly never even had coffee.
Right.
So you listen to him and go, holy shit, this is him sober?
Yeah. Do you think if he gets drunk, he just turns into a regular guy talking? Like when hyperactive kids take Adderall,
I think his racism is a little more overt then.
If he's drunk?
Right.
If this is him hiding it.
Right. It would be like we have another Richard. It'd be like even more so if we have another Richard Nixon in the White House.
Oh,
because
yeah.
he used to get absolutely hammered.
Nixon?
In the White House. If you listen to his tapes, which they released, because he fired his chief of staff and his chief domestic advisor because of their involvement in Watergate. He was trying to scuttle everyone who could bring him down.
Right.
That was on April 30th, I think, 1973.
Wow.
So when you listen to
Impressive.
phone calls of him that night, that was after he made the speech to the nation where he said he fired Haldeman and Ehrlichman, his aides.
Yeah.
He took a bunch of phone calls. And one of them was from then California Governor Ronald Reagan, and you could hear him. He's just absolutely smashed. Ron, how nice of you to call. Well, Dick, Nancy, and I are just we're here pulling for you. We watched your speech, and we're here in Sacramento. We got out of Los Angeles for the night. Wow, get out, godforsaken city. Ron, how did you meet such a great girl like Nancy? Hey, well, Dick, Pat ain't too bad herself.
Is this off the dome, Tom? That's incredible.
No, but that's something. That's a little bit of what the calls said. I mean, I paraphrased it, but yeah.
That's great. Damn, I didn't know you could do voices. That's great because I do.
I didn't
do
know
those
either.
too. Yeah.
Let's see, OJ, Cosby, Biden.
You love
Nixon,
disgraced men.
Reagan? Yeah, I do.
You go again.
I want to get the disgraced man personality in case I end up becoming one one day.
That would be
And
funny.
I very well could.
Yeah. What would you get in trouble, Tom? What would be? Is there a skeleton in your closet that you could?
No, because like everything I do pretty much is on social media, and I all the worst stuff I think I've either tweeted or
it's out there
or posted, and I have one of my other jobs is I do public address announcing for youth baseball where I live.
Yeah.
In fact, that's one of the reasons I don't really do stand-up as much anymore.
Right.
Just because I'm in a position where I get paid to watch sports and talk into a microphone and play music. And every year they put me through a rather vigorous background check. So if there was something, they would have found it. Because the kids I'm around are mainly 9 to 12 years old.
Right.
And this is a very prestigious organization.
Yeah.
So they want to make sure everything's
is shipshape. Have they gone through your stand-up?
Yeah.
Really? They vetted you for the baseball gig?
Yeah, I mean, as long as, I don't use some of my material over the
Well, that would be a good bit.
over the microphone when
you just talk to the kids like, "Hey, you guys hear about this Reagan this Reagan Nixon tape?"
Coming to the plate, he's leadoff hitter and plays shortstop, even though he sucks because he's the head coach's kid. Number 16, this little fucker.
I would love that, Tom. I'd start going to these youth baseball games if this was the new announcing.
Well, I'm a big baseball nut.
Really?
So my baseball announcing season goes until mid-November. Mm-hmm. So everybody gets in. Well, at least in where I live in Maryland, everybody gets into football because the Ravens are big since we got Lamar Jackson.
Right. I'm not a big sports guy, full disclosure, unfortunately. Sorry.
No, I mean I'm not a major football guy, but after my baseball announcing season's over, I'll pick up on the Ravens. So they'll be at about week 10, week 11. So by that point, I'll kind of know where they are.
Right.
In the standings and what their playoff chances will be. But in the meantime, I'm a baseball nut. That's what I do when I'm not doing stand up.
Right.
Or working or anything.
You're just being a nut for baseball.
Well, which it's essentially training for my other job. So I'm always working. The baseball announcing.
Okay, for stand up? The trains for stand-up?
No, for the baseball announcing.
Oh, stand-up trains for baseball.
No, the watching baseball trains for
watching baseball
announcing.
trains for baseball announcing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's a great point.
Join us later in the show, and I'll bring in a whiteboard so I can go ahead and go over this shit again.
Sorry, Tom, I'm a little slow.
You and me both.
Yeah, so on your bio on your website, you say you use a straight-talking, like no-holds-barred kind of stand-up.
Yeah.
With the recent Shane Gillis controversy at SNL, like comics might have to like start like watching their words, kind of. Are you? What do you think about that? Are you like starting to kind of like watch what you're saying, even though like before you might have like been a little bit more edgy or?
Well, I think the reason Shane Gillis got in trouble wasn't necessarily because of a joke. It was just banter.
Mm-hmm.
It was just something he said during banter, and you know, a lot of comics I see, they're saying, "Oh, well, all that was just a joke and all," and that's how people talk when they're in normal conversation. It's like I don't talk like that when I'm in conversation. So, you know, if I watched the whole clip, by the way, it was a 2-minute clip, and there were some parts that he was talking about that were kind of funny, like talking about talking about him and his girlfriend. They were in Chinatown and just trying to order stuff off the menu and what's this and like that kind of banter is fine. But you know, if you're going to use a slur, like a racial slur or an ethnic slur, and in this climate, especially a major company like NBC or Saturday Night Live, they're going to take a look at it. And then now I think, is Saturday Night Live at fault in this? I think so, because they had the opportunity to vet everything he did.
Yeah.
And from what I understand, I know this now, that Saturday Night Live gives you 3 weeks, like when they tell you you're going to be on the show, to
take everything down.
Right, take everything down, and then you would presume they go over that stuff
too
as well.
Yeah.
And then I think the way they handled it, they stayed silent for a few days, and then they went ahead and dropped Shane from the show, which I think is a shame, because I actually think Shane Gillis is a very funny comedian.
Yeah, he's great.
I think he's a good podcaster.
Oh, yeah. Did you ever see him come around Baltimore ever?
I've worked with him a couple times. I've seen him in a couple open mics, like in the Lancaster, Harrisburg, Pennsylvania area, because that's his old stomping ground. But I think they could have handled that better. How could they have handled it better? I'm not exactly sure, but they're known for addressing things in the news and controversies. They could have addressed it so that they kept him on the show and made it actually a very funny bit. I know he and Andrew Yang
they're friends now.
They're gonna start talking now.
Yeah.
That can.
I just wanted to talk to Shane about this particular incident, and yeah, dude, Andrew Yang, you're gay, dude.
Yeah. Hey, Arthur Hickman's here. He just walked in. This is like Howard Stern. Tom. Yeah,
Hey.
Tom. This is Arthur. Arthur. This is Tom.
Pleasure, man.
Yeah. Sit wherever you want, Arthur. Yeah. So, but yeah, I just wanted to you, Tom. Do you have any? Is there any topic that you consider off limits, that you won't touch?
I mean, as long as I can make it funny.
Yeah.
I mean, if I'm just saying stuff to say stuff and there's no punchline behind it,
Yeah.
then not really. I mean, I like to make sure that my stuff is battle tested before I use it on, say, a major showcase or
Right.
Before I record it on a CD.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
it's just if
Before it's out there, you've got it it's in a good spot.
right.
Yeah, that makes sense. So you're not gonna write anything off, but you aren't just gonna throw stuff out there like maybe Shane did, unfortunately.
Right.
Yeah.
It's one of the reasons why I'm not. No offense, I'm not a fan of podcast interviews, because I'm not into just banter.
Mm-hmm.
Because unless I'm watching a comedian or entertainer that I like, and I just find banter and conversation, I find it boring.
You don't need it. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, the podcast I work on, Politipod, that's mainly one-liners and sketches.
Yeah.
And that's sort of what I want to do right now.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. You're more about crafting the craft of something, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, there are some people I'm sure who would listen to a Tom Myers podcast, but I don't.
I would for sure.
Well, you can put it together then. I will. I think that there was a
Get
joke.
ready for group chat with Robbie Goodwin and Tom Myers, everybody.
There was
I
a
cannot
joke.
imagine.
There was a joke during one of those roasts where someone said if Nick DiPaolo's so low on the show business rung that if ABC were to put together a show called The Nick DiPaolo Show, Nick DiPaolo wouldn't get the part. I think that would be me, and that would be by choice.
I can't wait to play Tom Myers. What were you saying, Arthur?
Oh, the Robbie Goodwin Tom Myers show. I would absolutely never stop listening to that.
Well, here we go. Here's the pilot episode, everybody.
All right. No pressure.
Tom,
So how about Little Italy, huh?
yeah, let the wops live there, huh? You can
Robbie
be racist.
Goodwin said that. Not
Sorry, SNL. You can be racist to Italians.
It's encouraged.
the best I can do is the Irish.
Right.
That's it. That's all I can do.
Yeah. Can you do a little Irish for me right now? Can you do an Irish accent?
Oh, I can do a bit of the Irish accent. Now come over here and let me see some of your lucky charms, my lad.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Nice work.
I can prove my Irish heritage, so
I can barely tell.
I'm a recovering alcoholic. So
Are
that's
you
a good
really?
part of it. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Well, my father's family is Irish, and my mother's family is Scotch, Pennsylvania, Dutch coal mining stock. So a lot of heavy drinkers in that family. Everybody
makes
in my
sense.
mother's side of the family, if the black lung disease from working in the coal mines didn't get them,
Please, Tom, African American lung.
then the excuse me. Still have a better chance of appearing on Saturday Night Live than Shane Gillis. Okay. All right. Shane, I'm sorry. I like you. I really do. Okay.
No, but
I'm
that's
sorry.
true. You didn't. That's true.
No, this is going to be the group chat now hosted by Robbie Goodwin, Tom Myers, and Arthur Hickman.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah, we're like,
Arthur's my new buddy.
That's right.
and I'm not a buddy.
Nope.
Not me. I'm excluded.
Get out,
I
dude.
put this
You're
together.
the next to new buddy now.
We're cutting
You're
you out.
the latest.
You're cutting me out.
Yeah, we're cutting you out of group chat with Robbie Goodwin.
Arthur and Tom are mutinying.
That's how democracies work, motherfucker.
Fuck, that's true. That is how democracies work. God damn it.
Now you're supposed to come back and say you have the Electoral College.
I
in
do.
Which say we'll go resist.
That's true.
Yeah, we are the resistance.
we're the group chat resist.
You guys will still keep the title group chat with Robbie Goodwin, but I won't be a part of it.
That's right.
Oh, God.
The Never Goodwin movement.
Who's the Rubio here? Tom's doing a visual bit.
Oh, I didn't know that was a fucking camera. I thought that was a camera.
Oh, that is a camera, yeah.
Oh.
Oh, so yeah, do it again.
Okay, so wait, where's the camera? Hang on.
Well, it was
Set it over
recording the first time. It doesn't need to do it again.
Tom's hamming it up.
I'm going to be pissing it out shortly if I keep drinking it.
Oh, man.
Happy I could bring some class to your podcast.
Yeah. You know, this is a classy affair usually, but I was expecting more from the Blazer, but
Well, I do frequently accuse Robbie of being low culture.
it's true. I'm a slob.
Well, no, if we were recording this in Baltimore, I'd be having a Ray Lewis jersey on.
Oh, damn. Is he the guy who beat his wife?
No, that was Ray Rice.
Oh.
Ray Lewis was the guy who was a witness to a murder. He was actually charged with murder, and then he pled guilty to, I think, an accessory charge. Ended up getting probation, which ended up being the first year that the Baltimore Ravens won the Super Bowl. I think he was the Super Bowl MVP and still on probation, which that's Baltimore in a nutshell.
That is Baltimore in a nutshell,
That
man.
rules.
Speaking of which, my buds Nick Oldershaw and Isaac Hirsch say hi.
Oh, hi Nick, hi Isaac.
Are they both Maryland people?
They're from Baltimore, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Baltimore.
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 Bodymore.
Baltimore, hon.
I call it Bodymore Murderland. I've seen The Wire. I know all about it. Last time I was in Baltimore, Nick took me around, and I was like, "Oh, what a nice city! This gets like an unfair reputation." And then someone was like, "Hey, you guys need to get inside because there's people driving around with guns out." I was just like, "Oh my god!"
Were they do they generally or?
Yeah,
I
this-
hate to
day
break
in
it. I hate to
particular?
break it to you, but if you go in the outskirts, like in the real rural areas, same thing.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Same thing.
You recorded your last album, Make America Innate Again.
Yes.
It was in Havre De Grace, right?
Yes, sir.
Is there anything you like about recording in Maryland versus like anywhere else?
Everything's local, and I love looking for local stuff to do, so I don't have to do a lot of traveling, which sounds bizarre, being that the fact that I made my career as a road comic.
That's true.
I just got fed up with the traveling and wanted to go ahead and record something, and did not want to record it in like New York or Los Angeles or any place like that.
You don't need those places.
Plus, the place where I recorded it was very nice. It was in the black box at the Havre De Grace Opera House.
Oh.
So it wasn't just like a rundown venue. It was a very nice venue. It was a packed house. Everybody had a good time, and the CD came out great. So
Yeah, that's awesome.
I think I ended up putting. Well, I didn't put Havre De Grace on the map, obviously. I think House of Cards took care of that. But someone
Put it on the map, though. Who can say who it was?
Someone graffitied the Havre De Grace Wikipedia page by saying that I had recorded my CD there. And the fact that the title of my first track on that CD is Hello, Havre De Grace.
Yeah.
Just because that's how I greeted the crowd on that show.
Yeah, that's true.
And that was right below... where that was Kevin Spacey's hometown.
Right,
in House of Cards. Mm-hmm. So, although, again, I do better now for the reputation of Havre De Grace than Kevin Spacey.
You have a
Go
better
figure.
chance of getting on SNL than Kevin Spacey.
I don't know about that. Well, you missed the first part of our discussion where America loves disgraced celebrities. Do not make us bring out the OJ Simpson and Bill Cosby impressions again.
Tom, I think you should bring him out again.
I do love OJ Simpson and Bill Cosby.
Yeah, I stand them. I'm a new fan of both. I'm a recent fan.
A new fan in the last 21 minutes?
Yeah. I didn't know who they were until you brought them up. But these things you're telling me about them is great.
Yeah.
I mean, who hasn't wanted to kill their wife and a waiter? Who amongst us hasn't wanted that? You also had a CD called Pitches, Torches, and Other Random Thoughts. Now, that's kind of an incendiary title. Did you worry that some of your material might inspire an actual mob?
I'm always worried that my material is going to incite an actual mob, mainly a mob just chasing me out of the venue and out of the town.
Like
in
Hard
fact,
Day's
that was
Night?
Well, a Hard Day's Night, but a lot more psychotic.
Okay.
But I used to, during my drinking days, I used to, just berate audience members if they didn't laugh, and they would get, understandably, incredibly upset. Mm-hmm. So I think that CD was recorded a year after I quit drinking.
Oh, okay, got it.
And I played around with a bunch of titles, and I love the idea of doing like pitchforks and torches, and then the other random thoughts is supposed to soften the image a little bit.
That's true, because pitchforks and torches are like kind of scary to me, and then like the other random thoughts.
Pitchforks and torches. The random thoughts are just the nice conversation used to calm everybody down.
I think a lot of people in the audience of this podcast are comedians, so they'll know the industry lingo, which is getting mad at an audience for not enjoying your material is called a salty esposito.
That's true.
That was for one person.
And he's laughing his ass off. But yeah,
it sure shit ain't me, but...
But yeah, look.
You're still my new friend, right?
Yeah, you're slow. Arthur, you're driving away Tom right now.
I'm sorry, Tom.
But yeah, I mean, I have a lot of random thoughts. I don't think I have any pitchforks or torches.
You haven't lived the kind of life I've lived, then.
You have pitchforks and torches?
I've had them used against me before. I've had them... People have chased after me before.
I'm just imagining the opening of Austin Powers, but
it's set in Frankenstein.
It's set in Havre De Grace. So, like, could you walk me, like, through, like, your process of putting together an album? Like, what do you do? Like, how do you put it together? When do you know it's ready? Do you start open mics? Do you start at road gigs? Or do you, like, how long before you, like...
I'm always writing. I try and make it my goal to write about a couple dozen jokes a week. Mm-hmm. Like, I try and write 3 or 4 of them a week. And then at the end of the week, even if I have one really good one that makes me laugh, and that if I use it on the stage that the audience really likes, I consider that a great week. And then you just hope to repeat the process over and over again. And I try and get together about like 35 to 40 minutes of material to record on a CD, because I've seen and listened to specials that have gone on for like an hour or so.
Right.
And I mean, I personally, I'm speaking for myself here, I lose interest after about like the 40-minute mark. So I'm trying to think of like, okay, if I want to put out a CD for someone like me, then, I'll just go ahead and make it listenable, like something for like a quick car trip or something. Or
Totally, yeah.
like if you have a break at work or something, you go ahead and listen
just
and
slap it on.
chill out. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been to shows that have just blown me away. Amazing shows.
Right.
But after like 45 minutes, it doesn't matter if it's like they've changed up comics pretty regularly. I'm ready to get out of there.
Do you feel like if it's the same comic for a certain amount of time, then you start forcing the laughter a little bit?
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. I think that's common. Well, I also have a very just like not meaty ass. So if I'm sitting down for more than like 45 minutes, I start to just really sit on the bone. So I'm ready to go for that reason, and then I have to force laughter because I'm no longer thinking about the comedy. I am thinking about
Your
the
ass.
bone in my ass.
See, for me, I hate sitting and doing nothing.
Yeah.
So I always have to be doing something, whether it's writing or like I said earlier, if there's a baseball game on, I'll be like, oh, I wonder how that's doing, because I have to do something. I can't do nothing.
Yeah.
That's what sleeping's for.
That's true. That is what sleeping's for. Have you why have you not thought about going the mainstream route and taking like a Comedy Central thing or an HBO something? Like, is it like integrity or like finances?
Because no one's offered.
Oh, okay.
I mean, yeah. Every comic in the world. Yeah, I tried that HBO special thing, but I just said, you know what? Fuck you. Like, no, I mean, of course I'd go ahead and take something like that.
I'd watch that
if
in a
it was
second.
offered. No.
Eugene, Oregon, and Portland, to an extent, was full of comics who would not stop talking about like how Last Comic Standing just wasn't for them.
Right.
Like they were on and they left and they were like, yeah, just it wasn't my vibe.
Yeah.
The Arlo Stone Brigade.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. I was auditioning for America's Got Talent, and there was a guy online, another comic, who's like, he had like on a leather jacket and smoking. He's like, yeah, man, it's like, I don't even want this, man. It'll be selling out. It's it's just not punk rock. It's like, why are you here? Why are you auditioning?
The title of my act is I Give Up.
I should give up.
That's going to be the name of my new podcast. I Give Up with Tom Myers.
With Arthur Hickman and Tom Myers. No Robbie Goodwin. Robbie Goodwin will never be booked. Who are your biggest influences in stand-up? Like, who do you like?
Lenny Bruce, George Carlin, Lewis Black is a contemporary that I like and enjoy. I'm a huge fan of. I like. Even going as far back as Charlie Chaplin and W.C. Fields, because Chaplin especially, you have to go ahead and in the early days you have to try and make a message or convey a point without making a sound.
Mm-hmm.
So I've always been the silent film era has always intrigued me, and W.C. Fields, he just had a sort of he and I shared a sort of pessimistic view of life. And the fact that we both share the same birthday, I think, I'm just drawn to him.
Yeah, that's true. I share one with Clint Eastwood, and he's my biggest comedic influence.
Because you incite the same amount of laughter.
Yeah.
Because if we weren't here, he'd be talking to the chairs.
Yeah, I'd be talking to the chairs. I also close all of my sets by saying, make my day.
Like you're encouraging the audience to shoot you?
No, I might shoot them. What is it? Yeah, why did he say...
Don't do that show in Baltimore, because they really will do that.
They're just looking for an excuse to shoot the comedian.
Right.
Is Baltimore kind of a... Nah, I'm saying it like that. Is that...
there you go. I'm starting to have an effect on you.
That's what I was hoping for.
It's Baltimore, hon. You lose the T.
Yeah, it's Baltimore, hon. Did I do
got it? You could be a logo, man.
Yeah, let me get some of that crab.
Such your Ian Fidance.
Yo, I love being gay.
But I was wearing a Ray Lewis jersey when I was on the road once, and someone came up to me and said, "How could you support Ray Lewis, man? Don't you know he got in legal trouble? He went to court. Anybody who goes to court go to jail. They should never play football again." He was wearing a Michael Vick jersey,
Oh yeah,
so the irony was kind of lost on him.
that's pretty
I think.
hypocritical.
Yeah, very.
Yeah, that doesn't. I think.
And it was a lot funnier 6 years ago when I did it on the CD.
Tom, are you recycling material on me here? Is that from Pitch's? Is that one of your other random thoughts?
That was one of the random thoughts are comics do this all the time.
Yeah, but I actually
Sorry to
encourage-
burst the bubble. Yeah.
I do encourage it, Tom. Any random thoughts you want to hit me with, even if it's been worked out on stage, I will not get out my pitchforks and torches.
This is the safe zone then.
You're working on Tom Myers' Declaration of Unrepentance, which you describe as a stand-up sketch comedy miniseries in which you will
Right.
star, produce, and co-write with writer-actor Dan Davis. Could you tell us a little more about that?
The project's currently on hold at the moment.
Oh, no.
So that's really all there is to tell.
Oof. Do you have trouble drafting a full declaration?
Well, no, the sketch writing is there.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, the big thing that we're trying to do is because Dan Davis is based in Wilmington, Delaware, and I'm based in the Baltimore area.
Right.
And he's busy with his stuff. I'm busy with mine. So the opportunities to work together haven't been there that
Just
much.
haven't lined up.
He designed my last two CD covers though.
Oh,
so he's
cool.
He's a very good designer.
Yeah.
And he also videotaped and produced my roast that was held some years ago.
Oh, wow.
It's available on YouTube. So if you want to watch an hour of people taking a dump on me verbally,
Not literally?
That wouldn't be on YouTube.
that's not that would be on Pornhub.
That's right.
But
Search for Tom Myers on LiveLeak, everybody.
it's just a 15-minute repetitive loop of me doing the Irish accent. Is that what it's going to be?
Do it again.
Self-hating comic Tom Myers.
Aw, Tom. You ever get any pussy on the road? Like any good?
Robbie, good
I'm
Lord.
sorry. I'm sorry. This is how we talk. We're comics.
Let me tell you something. Women love me. They cannot keep their hands off of me. Now, I don't have any proof of this, but I'm pretty sure that's what they're all thinking.
Oh hell yeah, dude.
I'm pretty sure my groupies are all introverted and withdrawn and shy, and that is not how they're gonna. They're not just gonna throw themselves at me.
Yeah, I've never really done the road. I've done like one-nighters at random places, but
Right.
definitely like road strange is like that's the goal, right?
Well, I mean, just yeah, I guess.
What an awful man. Just a nasty, nasty man.
I have a foul mouth. I'm sorry. I'm acting like a downright fool right now. But yeah. So like, what's next for you, Tom? What's next for Tom Myers? Are you thinking about making a book?
I'm currently working on putting out another CD right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've said, after Make America Innate Again, that was going to be my last one. I was going to kind of not perform live anymore because I have the Politipod. I write about a 2 to 3 minute monologue for that show with political themed jokes, obviously. So I do that. That keeps me busy. Plus, I write and perform sketches on that show. So that keeps me busy. But then I started writing a lot of stuff that doesn't fit well with Politipod. So I
Right.
thought, well, I have all this stuff. It would be a shame not to use it. So I am probably going to put out one more, and then we'll see where I
Like
we'll see where I
Tarantino.
go from there.
Yeah, you're out after one more.
And then I'll go back on my promise and do another one.
Yeah. Ooh, like Jay-Z.
No, this next one will probably be the last one.
Really?
Yeah, because I've got a good life right now. I run a restaurant. So I'm in management there. I do public address announcing for baseball games, and I write and perform on a podcast. I mean, it's not a podcast like this, but I'm doing okay. Better than most comics, I think, and I'm content doing that for now.
That's great.
Are you going to try to kind of, I don't know, make a new kind of outlet for yourself for the stuff that doesn't fit with Politipod? Like maybe a separate podcast or...
You know what? Anything's in the realm of possibility.
Yeah.
The Myers pot. The Meyer. Ooh.
I'm asking if you want to start a podcast.
Arthur's shy.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Will you go on a date with me, Tom?
I'll be at the stand tonight at 10 p.m. So.
If any road strange want to come meet Tom.
Oh man, get the duck. Get the duck at the stand.
Oh, it's really
my
good.
God, it's
Yeah.
so good.
I love. Yeah.
Is that slang for pussy or? What?
You caught me.
Tom Myers. We don't. I have to do the drops myself.
Yeah, it's a low budget podcast.
Yeah.
By low budget, you mean no budget?
Tom Myers. Tom killing them left and right. That's right. We don't have a budget. I'm sorry, Tom.
We're only paying you in YouTube exposure.
Hey.
Tom Myers. Sorry, I had to go for the third. Rule of threes.
Rule
you know?
3, yep.
What do you make of this president, Tom? What do you make of I call him he's a bit of a clown to me, I think. But what do you think?
The clown
I
prince of
think
politics.
I think with the writing outrageous tweets and just saying stuff that pisses people off. I think he's stealing my act. Is what he's doing.
Right? Yeah,
He does
That's
have a
what the
lot of
fucker
random
is doing.
thoughts.
that's true. And people
It
are after
does.
him with pitchforks and torches.
Well,
And he is making America innate again.
no, he's just doing it great. What he's doing is he's relying on external forces.
Right.
I'm relying on internal. Hence, innate.
See,
Just innate the ones.
I think Trump's trying to make it great, but he's actually making it innate.
Well, looks like I beat him to the punch then.
Another thing Tom beat Donald Trump to the punch on.
Offensive comedy and making America innate.
Yeah. Tom, what would you do if you had to debate Trump? If you had to go up against Donald Trump, what do you think? What would you give some advice? Do you have any advice maybe for any of the, say an Elizabeth Warren goes up there? What do you think? How do you beat Trump at his own game?
Just read his tweets.
At him?
Yeah. And, he'll collapse on himself or something when he hears someone else just repeat his words. He'll call his own words fake news and his head will just go
I think he'd be flattered.
Yeah, I'd be like, that's a great tweet. Who wrote that? Was it me? I love me. Did you hear about this Tekashi 6ix9ine, Tom? Did you hear about this?
Oh yeah, because I'm hip on all things Tekashi 6ix9ine.
When I heard about this, I thought Tom Myers would love this story. So he was like a rapper,
Mm-hmm.
and he has a crazy rainbow hair. He has big tattoos on his face, and he got arrested last year. And now he went on the stand and had to testify against everybody. And he named Cardi B as one of the Bloods, Jim Jones, and a bunch of other rappers on there.
The Kool-Aid guy? Jim Jones?
Of Jonestown.
Oh no! I think
It was Flavor Aid,
he's
actually.
dead. No, he's a different guy.
Oh.
He's a rapper who named himself Jim Jones.
Oh.
But wouldn't that be great if Tekashi just testified against the cult leader Jim Jones?
He's a perfect scapegoat.
You won't believe what this guy's up to.
From hell. I don't know. You're the one who brought up a topic I know nothing about.
That's true. That wasn't.
Yeah,
that was
that's on you.
That was entrapment on my part. I thought Tom would have a lot to say about Tekashi 6ix9ine.
No.
Rude name.
That's true. 69ing. And kids are listening? Come on.
I meant the Tekashi part because of what the Japanese did
What'd they
in
do?
World War II.
What happened?
Oh, you haven't heard about this?
No, what happened?
Oh my God. I don't know either. I know I'm supposed to be mad about it though.
About the Japanese?
Yeah.
Did they get Shane Gillis fired from SNL?
No, I would appreciate if we dropped it.
Oh, that's what Truman said before he dropped the bomb.
Oh yeah, the Japanese did a lot of horrific stuff. Not only bombing Pearl Harbor and the Bataan Death March, but you know what? Something else that he forgot, that he doesn't want to talk about. Something much more vile than that.
I just don't like anime very much.
Well, there you go. Evil comes in threes. Pearl Harbor, Bataan, anime.
That's true. Do you have a favorite anime, Tom?
Pass.
I begged you for an Akira guy.
You could have just said no.
Then I'd sound like a dork. Are you kidding me?
That's right. It is cool to have a favorite anime.
And to say pass.
What he said, yeah, Shakira. Shakira's my favorite anime, yeah.
Shakira. Boy, these hips don't lie. These are hips that don't lie.
Oh, Robbie, please.
I just want to make sure Tom doesn't get on SNL.
You'll lose your non-existent revenue stream for this show. Everybody.
It's not anything personal with you, Tom. I just want Spacey to lap you again. I just want Spacey to be in front again.
Oh, I'm sure it can be done.
I've heard he still lives in D.C. Is that true?
I think he still lives in the Baltimore area.
Spacey?
I think so, yeah. At least according to his Wikipedia, he does.
Do you know any other pedophiles that live in Baltimore?
Well, if I just check my local register, probably.
Your Rolodex of pedophiles.
You're like Epstein. You have a black book.
None that I'd care to mention.
Oh no, Robbie's losing it.
I know. This feels like a fever dream. What do you think about the Epstein thing, Tom? Do you think he was murdered?
Yeah, I mean, it is very difficult to believe that Jeffrey Epstein would commit suicide, right? I mean, a man who had absolutely everything going for him, unlimited wealth, unlimited resources, lived in a beautiful townhouse, suddenly at risk of spending the rest of his life in prison. Yeah, why would he feel like he has everything to lose? And why would he commit suicide after all that?
Yeah, that's a good point.
It's called sarcasm.
Oh. Okay. I have a question though. What about the fact that the guards were off duty? Doesn't that seem a little too coincidental?
Possibly. I got nothing.
This is InfoWars now, Tom.
The one.
Look, I'm kind of retarded, okay?
The one male comedian on the East Coast who doesn't want to talk about Jeffrey Epstein.
I was hoping for a special Epstein episode of Politipod. Tom Myers is Jeffrey Epstein special.
I tell you what, we might actually end up doing that before everything shakes out.
Yeah,
we might.
Tom, are you trying not to say anything because you're implicated?
Are you in the flight logs?
Did you go on Jeffrey Epstein's jet, Tom?
Not that I remember, but during those days before I quit drinking, who knows? Possibly.
You heard it here first.
You heard it here first. It's a group chat exclusive. Tom Myers does not deny being on Epstein's plane. In fact, strongly insinuates he was on the plane.
Okay, now I'll do the Bill Clinton voice. I was nowhere near Epstein's plane. I don't know Jeffrey Epstein. I was nowhere near that island. Everything I did was in the White House, strictly in the White House only.
Evoking the words of notorious liar Bill Clinton.
I think that's an airtight defense. When I hear Bill Clinton's voice, I gotta believe you. I like how W is just above the fray.
Yeah, man.
I tell you what, I'm absolutely dumbfounded. They found me here, dumb.
He was literally too dumb to be trusted with Epstein-style secrets.
And yet still seemed a lot more stable than this current president.
Oh, I don't want to be controversial.
Come on, have fun.
Oh, no.
Controversy's fun.
I'm being dragged into this.
This is how Epstein got Tom on board. As he said that. Come on,
have a
it'll be
little
fun.
He offered me free candy, and it was, ooh.
Oh, you were one of the children.
You were one of the child sex slaves recruited.
That's him saying that, not me. So.
Why is one of our sex slaves a 25-year-old man?
Boy, how do we go from talking about OJ Simpson and Bill Cosby at the beginning to criminal activity now? How do we start talking about
I know,
that?
it's so wholesome at the top.
I know, it was just... I was hoping to go for something more family-friendly.
Yeah.
And you really fucked it up there.
I'm sorry, Tom. I just thought you were
That's okay.
I thought you were no holds barred.
That's okay.
Yeah, sorry.
That's fine. Yeah, that's fine.
That's okay.
We're good. We're good.
That's good.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm glad. He just winked at me like he's going to kill me. He's going to stick the Havre De Grace militia on me.
My days with the Havre De Grace militia are over, unfortunately.
A lot of people...
These people have all fallen from Havre De Grace.
Jesus Christ. Never mind.
What were you saying, Arthur?
Just in the way that many people have started calling Donald Trump Mr. Brexit, do you hope to someday be called Mr. Havre De Grace?
I think I already am. In some respect now. I already am.
It's you and Spacey. They should hold like a bat. You guys should like run against each other, like Welcome to Mooseport.
Tom, it would devastate me if you chose to have a podcast with anyone else, but if it's Kevin Spacey, I'll understand.
The pedophile pod.
I tell you what, it might actually get me some listeners. People actually might start listening to my podcast. Then.
Oh, I would too. Let's be frank. Let's be
Frank Underwood.
Let's be Frank Underwood. Did you guys see that video he made where he's like in character as
yes.
Frank Underwood defending himself? He's like, I'll tell you, sometimes facts aren't quite facts. It's like, what the fuck?
It's like, yeah, you're not on the show anymore. Shut the fuck up.
Oh, fuck.
Like, clearly you were paying the kind of person who like told you not to do this kind of thing. You were paying them a lot of money and you could no longer afford them. And you were just going full nutso.
Or the guy doing the filming and the editing was really desperate for money, and he just said, all right, fine, yeah, Frank Underwood's great, yeah, do that. And meanwhile, the camera's rolling. He's standing there going, I'm gonna get fired for this shit.
Right.
And then as he's editing and
It was
everything, it's like,
shameless.
It was
as he's editing the video, I'm like, I'm putting my kids through college right now. This will all be good. So that's there was no need to. There was no reason for that to even exist. Unless it was to make me feel good about my career or something. I don't know.
I am really glad it exists.
Yeah, it rules that it exists. It changed no one's mind. Did anyone watch and was like, I think the guy's got a point. This man talking like a villain. I'm going to side with this guy who's talking like the Joker.
I think more people sided with OJ Simpson, and that was even with the bloody glove.
Yeah, well, OJ's Twitter is great. Hey, Twitter world. It's me, yours truly.
Hey, what's changed since I've been in jail?
OJ Simpson, his Twitter is more wholesome than this podcast.
It is. Yeah, he doesn't swear at all.
No, man.
I feel like he'd say, what the heck is going on?
No, he got all that out of his system when he committed a double murder.
He slits a throat. Guess I'm not swearing anymore.
got
I'm
all
done with cussing. I got it out of my
all
system.
the sinning.
I've got to balance it out now.
Yeah. That's great. All right, Tom. I think you have to go, right?
I do, yes. I have a standing appointment with Destiny.
Is Destiny the name of a prostitute?
It's worse than that. Destiny is an open mic, but I appreciate that. Yeah.
Do you have anything you want to plug?
TomMyers.us is the website.
.us. Why not .gov?
.gov. It's .us is different. I was looking for something like tommyers.net. I was going to try tom-myers.com or something, and I saw .us was an extension, and I just figured Tom Myers just rolls right off the tongue, and .us goes perfect with it.
You're already in
I
the
am
DC
an American. I am an American comedian, so like at .us, why not?
They can't take. That's true. You are an American comedian. It gets it straight across.
I sounded like I was reciting the start of my own non-existent Wikipedia page. I'm Tom Myers. I am an American comedian and writer.
Or when you pivot to doing Trump supporter shows. That's how you start. I am an American comedian.
I will make my Wikipedia page great again.
I am an Irish man.
I will make Irish accents great again.
I think you already have.
I think that's the best I can hope for at this point.
Absolutely. What material are you doing at the open mic, Tom? Are you working on new stuff or just getting your stand set together?
I'm just doing the stand stuff, just seeing how that goes over.
Plays.
So
it is funny when you do mics when you first get to when you're kind of visiting New York. You're like, cool mics. I'm like in the groove. You know what I mean? You're like, when I first got here, I was like, New York mics are so great. And now I'm like,
they're just like everywhere else in the country.
Maybe even worse. Those DC mics can be great, actually. Some of those, like, I mean, I guess they're like half shows, kind of, but they can be like actually really fun.
I mean, the ones in the Baltimore DC area are kind of cool. So that's one of the things I like about living in that area. As opposed to New York, where getting into New York City, it's cheaper to pay a cover charge to get into a club in Baltimore than it is to get actually into New York City with the tunnels and the tolls and all that business.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, yeah, for sure. And also, I feel like it's just like smaller scenes can have just like more enthusiastic audiences. Everyone in New York's just like on their phones and stuff like that the whole time.
Oh no, I mean in Baltimore and DC, they're on
Same
their
thing.
phones. They're on their phones as well, and there are shows where they do have sparse audiences. But I'm not necessarily sure there's a major difference there. I just find them more fun for me anyway.
Do you have like a worst gig you've ever done, like a hell gig?
Probably the worst one I've ever done was at an outdoor show in upstate New York. And we did the show outdoors because it was in the middle of August. It was like 90 degrees outside, and the venue's air conditioning broke down. So we did everything outside in front of a bonfire, and I was already nervous. So I started off just drinking an entire 6-pack of beer. This is before I quit drinking, obviously. Then I ended up having another beer at dinner, and then I did some shots of whiskey, and then took the stage, and then audience members started buying me shots while I was on the stage.
Whoa.
The DJ at the gig ate a bug that was freaking out the comics.
Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah.
A bug?
A bug. Like, it was this big, and the DJ came over to, I'll take care of that, took the bug.
Ew.
Yeah.
Are you sure you didn't just see the movie Jacob's Ladder?
Or The Lion King?
Or Deliverance. But the gig ended with one of the comics literally peeling me off the parking lot of this service station where a bunch of 18-wheelers were getting ready to roll out for the night because I decided for whatever reason I was going to sleep in the middle of that parking lot.
That is a bad gig.
And waking up the next morning in the motel room on the floor on what I thought was a pillow but was a pile of my own puke.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Easy mistake to make.
Yeah, I've done that.
Well, and then a couple years later, I quit drinking.
It took you 2 more years. That wasn't even your rock bottom. Was it 2 years later? You're like, hey, that thing that happened 2 years ago was fucked up.
Pretty much. Pretty much. I woke up one morning, and this is what helps if you're an addict or something. If you were drinking or doing drugs, you just say, that's it, I'm not doing it anymore, and then haven't touched a drop since. That was, of all days, New Year's Eve 2011. Haven't touched a drop since.
Really?
Yep.
How much were you drinking?
A lot.
Like every night?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And beer and whiskey were it was a crutch I would use to get on stage.
Recipe to puke up a pillow.
Also dangerous because a lot of deals combine those two.
Yeah, beer and shot.
It's a real bargain combo.
And then I think the multiple toxicity, I think the levels multiply.
Really?
I think because whatever beer does to you, whatever like the whiskey does to you, on their own they can be in excess. They can be bad, but if you combine the two, the effects are just multiplied. So
wow,
I'm glad I got that out of my system.
Yeah, definitely.
Literally.
Congrats, man. Yeah, seriously. That's awesome. That being said, this just makes me want to go out and get a shot and a beer. Like, damn, it'll get you even more fucked up. That's fucking
Drink one for me.
Yeah, I will. Tom, I will. Maybe tonight at the stand, I will fucking drink one for you, dude. When you're on stage.
I'll be funnier then, so go for it. The stand can use the stand will love making the money.
Yeah, I think they like to make money.
Is that true?
I don't know. I've heard they don't, but that's an unconfirmed rumor.
Tom, would you ask for us tonight?
I want to work there again. So
Yeah, the stand tonight.
you ask right after you get me fired from some because of some podcast incident.
Okay.
Okay, wait. Let's make sure we got the agenda. We're going to get you fired for a podcast incident and then ask the stand if they like making money.
To tell them that I asked you that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
What a strange plan.
I think it will lead to profit. Somehow it will. This is foolproof. Ed and Eddie, watch out for Art, Tom, and Robbie. Boy. Yeah. I just want to say real quick, number one at the box office this week, Ad Astra. Now, in my opinion, wake me up when it's Ed Asner.
Okay. No, you don't need to do that.
He was waiting for something.
I just want it explained to me, please.
Now this is, it's just my opinion that just wake me up when it's Ed Asner. This interview is over. So stop.
I legit have to get going.
Okay.
Yeah,
Hey,
right.
thank you very much, Tom. We really appreciate it. Oh, do you have anything to plug again? Oh, yeah, your website.
TomMyers.us.
Okay.
Twitter, Facebook, everything about me is on there.
Awesome. Please rate, subscribe, and review. Group chat on iTunes. Arthur, anything?
No, just my Instagram, Arthur Hickman. I do comics and animations.
Awesome. Thank you guys very much for listening. I really appreciate it. And thank you very much, Tom.
Thanks for having me in.